Hello. So in the last video we saw what are the different values we could insert in a table: orders and customer, and foreign key dependency of orders on the customer. In this scenario, the table customer is basically our parent table. So I'll just add a few comments so that it will be clear to you. Whenever I say parent table, this is the table customers that I am referring to, and if I say there is a child table, this is the table orders, because in orders we wrote the foreign key which was referring to the customers table while we got the details. uh, Again, next part what we will be looking at is the way to add a foreign key constraint once we are using alter table. Like, we knew that alter table and create table both are the locations, so we have seen with alter table we need to see how to use a foreign key reference. So what I'm going to do is alter table orders. Now what I need to do is I need to first check constraint. So instead of checking, what I'll do is I'll simply disable, because I know the ORDS and then it was ID followed by foreign key ID. So I'll disable it. So to disable it will not be done. We'll also need to mention that it is a constraint that we are trying to do. Okay, so constraint followed by constraint name ORDS underscore ID underscore foreign key. Okay, we'll be removing the foreign key constraint and adding it later. Let's run it. Okay, so now what happens is the table we don't have the foreign key constraint anymore. So let's try inserting a value. Insert into orders. Now last time we saw we couldn't insert anything because it had the rule. So we'll try the same thing. First we'll give a unique reference number ID followed by sysdate just to save time. Okay, you can even insert a date on your own, but I am using sysdate because current system date and time will be stored there. Now constraint, we don't have a 5, so we got error last time. Okay, so let's try this. We got an error. It's saying missing select keyword into orders. Yeah, values. These are the values, so we have to write values. And a row has been inserted. Now what we'll do is, because it was disabled, we'll simply enable it and see does it have any effect. Enable. Okay. Alternative error report cannot validate, parent key is not found. Okay, so what happens is now we'll be delete from orders where. Okay, what do we need? The customer ID. The customer ID should not have a different value, so we inserted 5 where customer underscore ID equals 005. Once we run it, now we'll try enabling the same command again, and that enable is successful. So as long as you have even a single value which validates the condition, you cannot enable the condition again. Okay, so this is it. Again, another case we could have is we could be willing to drop the particular constraint. In that case, the drop command will be the same as we have seen earlier. And also, if in case you would like to add another, so add constraint name followed by which constraint name followed by what constraint it is, foreign key. Within parentheses we will be writing the column name, so column name was customer underscore id, which is again followed by the references. Now references refers to the table, so the table is again customer and the column of it is id. So these are the quotes that we need to type to make any changes. But remember that if there are errors, so this enable will not work as long as there is even one row which violates the set constraint. Okay, so this is it for now. Next I'll say what happens if you try to delete. For example, let's try. What happens if I say instead of deleting from orders, I try to delete from the table customers. That is a parent table. Okay, here is customers. Delete from customers, where customer ID will be replaced by simple ID, and supposing we make it 3. Now we had seen earlier by select star from that there are two values where the customer ID is 3. So what if I try to delete this column altogether? 3 is of Raj Pune and this is his salary, right? So let's try deleting him. Okay, delete from error report integrity constraint. Okay, anonymous is like the user account that we are using, anonymous. Within this there is a key, the orders ID foreign key. This is being violated. Now why do we give the name to constraint is because when you get an error, you know exactly which constraint is being violated and you can check on that. If you want to see all the constraints that you have within your table, so use the data directory user underscore constraint, or you can use user underscore cons underscore columns. Now constraints, sorry, yes, yeah. So this will be by select star from, okay, and this results in all the constraints that are defined, and but this is on a table level basically. So owners is completely anonymous because that's the user schema that we are using. You can use this to get all the details. All the details are available here, so you know exactly which key is going to be a foreign key, or what are the constraint names, owner, tables on which they are defined, search condition if you have any condition there like age and everything we are setting to not null, then the owner who created them, constraint name, on delete rule. Now this part I'll be explaining in my next video. What happens when you want to delete something like the parent table. Now we saw that there was an error that we are trying to violate the constraint. So how to rectify it and how to enable you to delete, we'll be checking that out in the next video.